Welcome back to the show. Somebody roll that beautiful intro. Is Ripple, matter of fact, is Ripple going to IPO in 2025? And if they do, where would it be? Well, we may have the answer. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. We have a $2.05 trillion market cap for cryptocurrency. By the way, you can give us a follow on Twitter, YouTube, and digitalperspectives.com. And anytime you can, we appreciate a like and subscribe. No doubt about it. Bitcoin right now, 55,500 plus, and we see 2,300 now plus for Ethereum, 118 billion plus market cap for Tether, 35 billion plus market cap for USDC. XRP at the number 7 spot, 53 cents. We're up 1% on the 24. We're off by 4% on the 7-day. Right now, ranging between 53 and 54 cents. We're sitting just under 54 cents at the moment. I want to tell you right now, this is a remarkable opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. And listen, you've heard me talk about Link2 for a long time now. But listen, they've changed things, and they have opportunities for all investors, including all U.S. investors. And they have the most affordable minimums on the planet when it comes to private equity. And they have the best private equity that you could ever wish to have access to. This is a remarkable opportunity, but all you need to do is take less than 5 minutes to sign up, register, and fund your account and get started right now. This is so remarkable, this opportunity. It goes to show you what Link2's real intent is to democratize finance for every living person on the planet. And what a goal that is. Click the link below and get started. Binance subsidiary obtains regulatory license in Indonesia. It's happening, baby. And by the way, CZ's out of jail too. I just want to let you know that. And he's not allowed to have any control in any management operations of Binance going forward. Crypto.com surpassed Coinbase in the month of August, becoming the leading crypto exchange in the world. Okay, so there's that. 350 plus altcoins on that platform. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is down 7% in September, staying on trend with historical averages. When in doubt, zoom out. Now, this is a nice reminder because I did this over, I think it was this past weekend or late last week. September historically is a down month for cryptocurrency. So keep that in mind. And remember, Harris, who is running for president, has just released her campaign policies and concerns and issues, and cryptocurrency is not mentioned. So there you have that. And here is 2 minutes of, you don't need to listen to it because I already did, of Jack Mallers, Bitcoin supporter, and obviously Peter Schiff, a gold bug. And both of them don't get it. Neither one of them get it, okay? Because the reality is you should be on both sides of the fence. Innovation is going to open the door for value protocols and digital assets broadly. Gold is going to be that fundamental asset that you can hold, that commodity that will bring validity and credibility to the new payment rails that we're all going to be using. And Bitcoin is not a payment rail. And if it is, in your mind, it is one of the worst payment rails in the history of the world because of the cost and the time it takes to settle. And if they fix that, it's a different conversation. But meanwhile, then there's this guy who says Bitcoin's going to $13 million a coin, is what he's saying. Oh, boy.
Bitcoin's 0.1% of the capital in the world right now. I think it's going to go to 7% of the capital.
7%.
My long-term forecast is it's going to go to 13 million over 21 years.
13 million.
13 million. But what is it 5 years from now? In your 4-year calculus.
You know, it's been growing 44% a year with about a 40 to 50 vol. I would think it'll move on at 40%, then click down to 35, then 30, then 25. And at some point, it'll be the S&P return plus 8%, and it'll be the S&P vol plus 8% because it's always going to be a more global, open, free capital market.
How is there stuff that's above your pay grade? You're worth billions.
I mean, we can say that. It's above our pay grade, but who gets...
All right, let's wipe the shit off your nose there, Becky. Let's remember this. Michael Saylor was the biggest loser in the dot-com bubble. Okay? And he's already rich. So if you can afford to take the kind of hit, if he's wrong, that Michael can, then by all means, get as bold as Michael is. But if you can't, then make sure you are making decisions based on what your life can manage and handle and not what Michael's can, right? That's all I'm saying. And I have exposure to Bitcoin. But, you know, the whole kissing his butt business.
to decide if it's above your pay grade.
Oh,
He might have been it's below his pay grade.
Right, exactly.
Bitcoin's an expression in this view that you want to invest in an asset without counterparty risk, which means you don't want to be counterparty to a country, a currency, a city, a company, a commodity, or a culture, right? So it's...
Okay, that's fine. Well, when Bitcoin was $69,000 or whatever the hell it was at its peak, I paid over $4,000 to move it from one place to another. So that does not a solution make, Michael, right? There, you can have that one, Becky, right? Does anybody actually ask real questions anymore, you know? I mean, I get it. It's totally cool. There's 21 million of them. They can go to $1 gazillion a piece. I got some too. Okay, got it. Yeah. But all I'm saying is that, you know, does anybody ask the tough questions anymore? Like, you know, hey, are you concerned at all, Michael Saylor, that you need these big, giant shipping containers with transforming stations built inside of them to run these protocols, knowing that it has a high transaction cost and long settlement time? I mean, my goodness, is anybody asking anything meaningful anymore at all? Anyone? Bueller? I don't know. Meanwhile, here's a kumbaya moment. The CEO of Tether, Paolo Ardoino, here has highlighted the rationale behind choosing gold as collateral for their new synthetic AUSDT. He says in a recent discussion with Bloomberg, he says, let's talk about it. He emphasized gold's relatively stable compared to Bitcoin, making it a more suitable asset for short-term backing, Ardoino remarked, that while Bitcoin has its merits, gold's lower volatility makes it a better option for this initiative. Now, did he learn this because he was pushed out of the European Union and the MiCA regulations? Is that where all of this new clarity has come from? Paolo? Right? What the hell are these people doing? Alloy by Tether, which focuses on creating tethered assets. The aim of the USDT is to bolster transparency, confidence in the crypto market by linking a digital asset to tangible commodity like gold. This is great, Paolo. How come it took over a decade to start down this path? Is it because you partnered with the FBI and the Secret Service because they got up your ass? And then you got blocked out of the EU? Is that why all of this is a good idea now? I thought there was no issues with the way they were handling things. Why do we need a new way if the old way was fine? Remember, everybody told us, even Howard Lutnick from Cantor Fitzgerald. Trust us, the money's there, the reserves are there, the reserves are all there. Well, if that's the case, then why are we changing what we're doing? Right? Sometimes the answer is in the non-answer. Meanwhile, the market is ramping up because the IPO market is coming, baby. And I say, bring it on. Yes, bring it on. Because you know what? When you see massive money move to the IPO stage, you know there is a new wave of money coming into this market when you're backing the brick and mortar, the picks and shovels behind all of this tech. And what we're looking at here, Ram says, watch out for Stripe, CoreWeave, SpaceX, Databricks, and Starlink in the first half of 2025. I'm loving this. And we know Circle's planning on going. Cerebras is planning on going. Link2's planning on going. I mean, there are so many companies, and we could see Ripple go in 2025. Oh, yeah, we're going to get there. Ripple's Financial Conduct Authority approval may come by December 2024, ladies and gentlemen, setting the stage for a potential London IPO in 2025. Ripple's expanding the XRP ledger with features like NFT, smart contracts, the DEX, the AMMs to strengthen its ecosystem. Let's get into this because there is a there, I believe. And it says Ripple overcomes regulatory hurdles, UK license, and London IPO in sight. Listen to this. It's the US trouble that has been holding up the UK license. Previously, there was a suspicion that the uncertainty surrounding the penalty Ripple could face from the SEC was delaying the license process for its UK crypto license. Now that the stay is in place and financial expectations are apparent, Ripple is on track to get permission by 2024. This certification is especially significant for Ripple's overall plan, as it may pave the way for an initial public offering in London as early as 2025. Ripple's decision to pursue an IPO outside of the United States is consistent with its prolonged avoidance of the American market, owing principally to regulatory uncertainty due to its SEC's hostile attitude towards the company and larger cryptocurrency industry. Ripple have been wary of launching an IPO in the United States for all the right reasons, right? So now, and obviously posturing is a big deal too. Ripple has no choice but to say we're not interested in IPOing in the United States, because this puts pressure on the SEC and the U.S. government to say, hey, if you want this company to IPO here, you better start acting fast. This is the right play. And if they don't come to their senses in the U.S., IPO in London. London is a huge crypto hub, ladies and gentlemen. I say bring it on. And I also say that there's more to this than meets the eye. Remember back in 2022 when London was looking to pull more business capital from the U.S.? Look closely. Rather timely that back in 2022, Chris Larsen himself just happened to be in London because he was invited over. And this...
The focus of this trip, though, is money.
That is Chris Larsen right there. From Ripple.
Next stop, a billionaire round table.
So Silicon Valley, London,
Chris Larsen right there.
have a lot in common.
Fair to say these tech big hitters could lose $1 million down the back of the sofa and barely notice. The aim? To prize investments away from the Bay Area and over to its biggest tech competitor, Silicon London.
The view may be more spectacular, but in truth, more and more venture capital has been flowing London's way in recent years. And the mayor promises as more and more investment comes, tens of thousands of jobs will follow.
And that's what the fight is all about right there. And if the U.S. wants to have any part of Ripple being an IPO in the U.S., they better get Gary Gensler's ass out of that SEC, and they better start getting things done in a hurry, because that's what I'm seeing. And I want you to remember, not only are we looking all eyes on Japan, SBI, XRP, RLUSD, and even stable coins coming out of Japan as well. A stable coin yen. Remember, Japan closely tied, holding a lot of U.S. bonds, ladies and gentlemen, and they've had money trouble for decades. And the UK is a massive hub for finance and settlement. Clearing and settlement globally happens greatly inside of the UK. This is nothing to scoff at, I can tell you that. And neither is this. And we've all seen the fractals, but if you look at this pattern right here, what a bullish pennant looks like, you see it all. You can see it in the pennant's pole or price target, potential entry, breakout. You can see it all right here. Are we going to repeat 2017, 2018 sometime this year or in the 25 year? I don't know, but I tell you this, I'm loving the momentum that is building for this asset and this asset class broadly. And I do believe if Harris doesn't have the stones and the backbone to bring it to us, we're going to get it from the next administration that comes in. Legislation is something that has to happen because the rest of the world is moving forward without us. And at some point, I believe even the U.S. realizes that. In fact, it may be intentional that they move last. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.